Hello, Airbus Cockpit Coach here, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into METAR reports, which is the weather data pilots rely on for every flight. I'll decode a couple of METAR reports, one here for London Luton where we are at the moment, and another one for Salzburg. So let's jump right in. So coming down to the EFB, we've got our METAR reports. We can obviously get these through our MCDUs, and we can also get them through Navigraph and other services as well. So a METAR is a meteorological aerodrome report. So in simple terms, it's a weather report for an airport, and it provides pilots with critical weather details like wind speed, visibility, clouds, temperature and pressure. So here we have a METAR for London Luton. Let's break it down. So first of all, here on the left side we have the ICAO airport code for London Luton, Echo Golf Golf Whiskey. So every airport has one of those codes, and that is identifying which airport the METAR is relating to. The next field is our date and time. So the 12 here indicates the day of the month. So it's the 12th today, and then we have the time in Zulu. So pilots always use Zulu time or UTC. So here we have 8:20 Zulu. Then we have the auto. This means the report is generated automatically instead of by a human observer. That's quite common. Basically there's a lot of sensors around the airfield which will pick up the data and update the METAR automatically. Next we have the wind direction and wind speed. The first three digits here are our direction. So the wind is coming from 300 degrees, and then the last two digits is the speed, so it's coming at 7 knots here. So the KT indicates knots. So here's something that catches quite a few pilots out in the sim, and that is that the wind speed in METARs is given in relation to true north rather than magnetic north, and that's because true north is what they use in the meteorological world. Whenever air traffic control give you a wind direction, it will be in relation to magnetic north. So you will need to adjust and take into account the difference between magnetic and true north in these wind directions. So if an airport has a magnetic variation of -5 degrees west variation, the magnetic wind direction is 295 for this one today. And if the variation is +10 degrees east variation, then the magnetic wind direction is 310 degrees. So that's quite important because that can make a significant difference in some airports with your landing calculations. Where you can get the variation is in your chart. So if you come over to Navigraph here, for example, this is the airport reference page. You will see here variation, usually on an arrow, and here it's 0 degrees variation. So we don't need to make any adjustments to our wind speed for this particular airport, but you certainly will do for others, and that is common. Next we have our visibility. Where you see 4 nines, that means that visibility is 10 kilometers or more. If it was 0500 here, that would indicate that visibility would only be 500 meters. It's measured in meters. If you're in the US, you will see SM here after a number because they measure this in statute miles. Then the next field is our cloud cover. So few means few clouds, which is in relation to octas. So few is 1 to 2 octas out of a total of 8 octas where you're fully overcast. So if you saw scattered or broken or OVC overcast here, that would indicate an increasing amount of a cloud. And then the next 3 digits here relate to the height above the ground level of the cloud, and that's really important to note. So cloud cover is given above ground level. So if you're flying on QNH rather than aerodrome pressure, QFE, you will need to take into account the altitude of the aerodrome above sea level. So there's another really important point. That's one that does catch a few people out when getting their cloud base correct, especially if it's close to minimums. So watch that one. So today 030 indicates that the clouds are at 3,000 feet above ground level. Next we have our temperature and dew point. So when these two temperatures are close together, fog or mist is possible. That's why we show the dew point there, to understand the risk of moisture in the air, A for visibility and B for icing risk as well. And then lastly down here we have our altimeter or pressure setting. Q1013 means that the air pressure is 1003 hectopascals, and we use this to set our altimeters correctly, so really important. So overall, what does this report tell us? It tells us that the wind's light, 7 knots from 300 degrees true. Visibility is excellent with 10 kilometers or more visibility. We've got few clouds at 3,000 feet, meaning good flying conditions. Temperature is +3, dew point is 1, so there's a small chance of fog. And the pressure is 1003 hectopascals, and we'll use that to set our altimeters accordingly. So overall, good weather for flying. So let's now break down the METAR for our arrival airport, which is Salzburg. A KO code is Lima Oscar Whiskey Sierra. Again, as before, 12th of the month for 8:20 Zulu time or UTC. It's an automatic report. So the wind here, we've got VRB at 1 knot, so it's very light wind in a variable direction, so it means it has no specific direction. We've got all the 9s here, so visibility is 10 kilometers or more. We've got few clouds at 100, so that indicates that cloud cover is between 1 and 2 octaves at 10,000 feet above ground level. And on this METAR we have an additional cloud cover field, which is quite common, and this one indicates clouds are broken at 120, so 12,000 feet above ground level. So broken means 5 to 7 octaves of cloud coverage, which is more than scattered clouds but not completely overcast. Current temperature is 8 degrees with a dew point of 4 degrees. Since they are relatively far apart, fog is unlikely to form at this time. Then we've got the QNH of 905 hectopascals. So that's lower than standard pressure. Low pressure today, which can mean unstable weather. We need to take note of that. And here we've got BECMG. That means becoming. So this means that the conditions will gradually change. And the next field is FM 0900, so that's conditions will start to change from 0900 Zulu UTC. And you can see here what is going to change is the wind. So it's going to shift to 330 degrees true at 7 knots. That's something we need to take note of for our arrival, especially if we're coming in around about that time or beyond that time. METAR reports are generally updated every hour. Some aerodromes do this every half an hour. They can be updated if there are significant changes in the weather conditions, such as rapidly decreasing visibility or cloud cover changes, or a thunderstorm comes along. So all of those things will trigger a new METAR report to be provided. So it's important to review your METAR reports regularly to make sure you've got the most accurate data for your arrival. And it's something we will do quite close to arriving at an airfield. And again, before departing, you'll find that the auto METARs are updated more frequently than the human generated ones generally. So that's how we decode METAR reports. Don't forget the key bits there around converting true wind speed direction to the magnetic wind speed direction, and also remembering that cloud cover is from ground level and factoring that in if you're flying on QNH rather than QFE. I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions on that, please drop them in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.